Welcome to PJ Live with your hosts, Laurie and Andrea. PJ Live is a fun, fast-paced weekly recap of PromoJournal's content. Tune in for highlights from all of the articles, blogs, vlogs, and podcasts from the week. Then grab your favorite snack or beverage and peruse PromoJournal.com for the content that interests you. But first, here's Laurie and Andrea.
Welcome to PJ Live, a weekly recap of PromoJournal's content. I'm Laurie.
I'm Andrea. I'm Joel.
And we're your hosts. You lucky devils, you get him this week.
We've reached the bottom of the barrel.
Yes, I did. I had to dig deep. I usually have Hallie to pinch hit.
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody this week, so.
I don't know how I ended up here, but here I am.
Yes, so for those of you
Pitch
who don't know Joel is our behind-the-scenes wizard. He kind of...
I like to build the stuff. I don't like to be on the stuff.
No.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's my talent.
To build.
Yes.
Yes, you're a good creator.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
I've enjoyed it.
Excellent. So you'll get to meet Joel today. Learn a little bit about him.
Probably not that much.
You were actually a content contributor this week, too.
I was on How Far Did the Apple Fall with my daughter, which is exciting to see the next generation moving into the industry. So that was fun to do. And the question was advice.
There yet? You're like jumping ahead.
I've already screwed up.
We start with I got promo.
Oh, okay.
Did you have any promo?
I did, and I went with something that is impactful for this week because we did our picks of the week, and it was lapel pins. And so I just wanted to bring up, I've been a season ticket holder of the New England Patriots for a very long time, and so lapel pins for me have been quite cool. And in terms of creating sort of a community of people, this is a great way to do it. I have all my lapel pins from all the different seasons on my imprinted lanyard.
Look at you with all those promo products.
The only sad thing now is with the advent of digital tickets, we don't have lanyards anymore. So I kind of miss out on that, but I have collected these over the years, and so
thought it
was appropriate. Yes, a lot of seasons,
a lot of years. A lot of wins in there.
A lot of wins, a lot of Super Bowls, and it might be some time before we get to but
we're back to,
I have the memories.
We're rebuilding.
I have the memories.
It could take a while.
That's my promo.
All right. Well, mine's a little pathetic this week, but we were recently down in Daytona Beach for the NCAA Cheer and Dance Nationals.
Which was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Exciting.
So I have two things, and they both happen to be wristbands. The first one is the elastic band from our hotel that we stayed at.
And I love those. Those are so convenient because you just put them on your wrist, and then you never have to worry about getting the key out of your wallet, or if you got things in your hand, you can. It's
charge things. This is
so much easier.
This is a good idea. So yeah, everything's programmed right into that little plastic chip. It's amazing. So that was one, and my other one, another wristband. This one is just one of those sticky kind of, what do you call this? Like tie material. I don't know what this is made out of, but this was our 3-day pass. So we put this on our wrist and we had to leave it on there for 3 days.
But still easier than pulling out a ticket or, fumbling through all your stuff to try to find that. And we should mention that our daughter Emily, who participated for Bridgewater State University, they were the national champions, so we were very excited.
Yes, Division 3 co-ed small group. Yes, they took their division and they did an amazing job. So congratulations, BSU. Yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I did feel this year that when we were there was a lot less promo.
Yeah, I would say that, I guess.
It was interesting. Like they usually have one sweatshirt that's really the hot item.
Yep.
They were sold out day one, and I thought that they would replenish.
Someone was waiting for the follow-up order so they could.
Yeah, I was
get
a little
the appropriate
disappointed.
Amount of inventory.
And speaking of pins, they usually have champion pins that, of course, you can purchase.
Yep.
They did not offer those this year. They did not have them.
They're missing out.
So yeah, they were missing out because there was a line of moms ready to buy those.
Yep. People love promo.
All right, so that was our I Got Promo.
Yep.
We started the week with Kirby Hasseman in the Monday Minute, and Kirby talks about when in doubt,
create value.
Yes.
Which is important. Most people aren't going to pay you unless you're creating some amount of value.
No.
So it is definitely a good way to get yourself sort of kickstarted. And in what ways can you create value?
Well, and I liked he said that to be in a mindset of service. So how can you serve your audience and to really understand your audience, which is very important.
Yep. So. And then you really need to understand your audience to be able to do that for sure.
Yep. So we started the week with that. So you can go over to PromoJournal.com and check out the Monday Minute
Kirby's
and
the best.
Get a little inspired.
Always got to check out Kirby's content.
Yes. And picks of the week this week. I love this piece of content. We have a whole team of distributors who pick their favorite products on a theme. And the theme this week, as Joel had mentioned, was pins. So we had 3 great picks. The first one was from Amanda Clay at Walker Clay.
I really like this one. I thought it was unique. This is something different, and bamboo's great. It's it's certainly a green product.
And it just feels elevated. Like it just, I don't know, something about bamboo.
And it's definitely different. It would catch people's attention, I believe.
So this particular pin is from Pinnacle Designs. And the other thing I love about this, 5% of every order goes to One Tree Planted, which is a 501c, and they give back. So that is a great pick. And then we had Emily Codner, and there's Emily's pick. Emily picked a die-struck soft enamel pin from BCG HPG, and this comes with a backer card. It's made from iron. It can take a 4-color imprint, and it's imprinted on one side.
These are really the nicest ones in terms of design and colors and vibrancy. That's what all my Patriots ones are, for the most part. So I really do like those types of lapel pens. And lapel pens, that's just a great way to create community. And most people, if you have a good message, a good following, that's something that they're going to put on and help you advertise by wearing it.
Yeah, I like it. I know I see like denim jackets that are all like filled with them, and servers at certain restaurants like collect pins. And Disney has a huge pin program.
Where's your flair?
Yes.
Flair.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. And then our last one is from Chelsea Williams. And Chelsea picked where is Chelsea's? She picked the custom lapel pins from EMT. And this one, look at that. It's like this cat, and they created this custom pin of it.
Yeah, it's amazing. We're an amazing industry. EMT is a great company, and what a great job.
They really are. And for an additional charge, you can create these custom backer cards too to kind of elevate the whole experience.
That's definitely a great way of distributing them. Most of mine came in just little plastic bags, so this was a different way to do that.
Yes. Sure. And these ones come in a choice of gold tone, nickel, copper, or black. So there you go with that. Picks of the week. And picks of the week, again, you can go over to PromoJournal.com, just click on picks of the week. And if you share it to your social, it removes all of the distributor's information, the supplier's information. It makes it completely end user safe for you to share. So go share away.
I coded that as well. I made that all possible. And there's such a huge, we have such a huge repository now of all that stuff. So that if you're just seeing this for the first time, oh my God, you have oodles and oodles of ideas that you can go back to and see what some of the best distributors, most successful distributors are actually choosing for their best products within a category.
Yeah,
great resource.
I love it.
Yep.
One of my favorite pieces of content. All right. And then this week, Promo Day with Brandon Petrich, and the sponsor was Warwick.
Yep.
Love our friends over at Warwick.
Warwick is just such a great company, great people. Phil Martin is just fantastic, just salt of the earth type of person. Take good care of you, and great products. Always in stock, always have inventory. That's one of those companies that you don't have to worry about
ever.
Running out.
Before we get started on what some of their picks were this week for Promo Day, I just want to share that Warwick does an incredible job. So people pay for these types of sponsorships, and we create these, or branding creates these amazing videos for them. And then a lot of times they just kind of sit out there in the world. Warwick shares them, they repurpose them, they comment, they
enthusiastically
engage.
too, which is really
it's amazing. So if you want to watch who's doing it right,
when it comes to social media and whatnot and promoting yourself, they do a fantastic job.
Fantastic job. So anyway, so this week, Brandon had 5 products that he created videos for. I think my favorite was the first one, the pencil and pen caddy.
Oh, that's the one I chose.
Was it yours?
Yeah, I really love that. Well, I love the uniqueness and I love the engineering that goes behind something like that, where it's flat and then it
you just pop it,
opens up,
and you can
That was a great product and lots of areas to imprint, lots of ideas if people can get creative with that. So they showed a calendar, but I'm guessing you could do any number of different things.
Yeah, I did like the calendar idea because if you're going to plop it on your desk.
And I do like that because sometimes I don't like to get into my actual calendars. I just want to see when a day falls. Or,
So that was one of them. And then they had these Fuji instant photo frames too. So if you're doing events and you're taking instant photos, the photos can go into these frames. So that was a fun one too. So you can go over to PromoJournal.com and click on Promo Day, and you can watch all 5 videos featuring products.
Another department with a repository of products is just goes on and on and on.
Years worth.
Definitely great marketing to share with your customers and to give them more insight into the products that you're showing them. For sure.
All right, and then up next we had Building You with Kat Hinckley, and I needed this one this week. I really needed this one, Kat. So Kat said, "Stop complaining." And I feel like I've been complaining a lot.
I'm definitely on board with that. I think there's something to verbalizing some things that you might be going through just to get it out, but when it starts to halt you and prevent you from doing things because it's just
consuming
small little stuff that's not has any effect on your life, it is a deterrent and it bogs you down. So I am definitely not a complainer myself.
Well, she said too, she goes, "Do you ever stop and listen to yourself?" And so after I listened to her ask that, I was like, "Oh, geez,
probably
not as much as I should be."
No.
So she said that if something is within your control, do something about it. And if it's not, have your moment and move on.
And you got to move on because there's nothing you can do.
So good advice, Kat. And it was very timely for me this week. So you can check out all of Kat's videos over at PromoJournal.com. They're very motivational and inspirational. So if you need a little pick-me-up.
And generally quick,
very quick.
Not a lot of time investment in that.
A couple of minutes. All right. And then Branding Matters. We had a new episode drop from Jolie Goodson, and she sat down with John Cameron from Keller Construction. He founded the John Cameron Foundation, and he does this annual event called Crescendo. And he talks about his family struggle with mental illness, how it has impacted him, changed him as a leader.
Interesting story for sure.
Amazing. And he's on a journey to change the stigma. And I just want to applaud him for his efforts. It's amazing what he has done. And I think he just makes it feel so real and vulnerable and okay. And he talks about how he's leading his company now with this new mindset to make sure everybody's all right. And it's a really great listen. So
she's great too. She does such a great job of working with people and getting them to come
open
out and
up,
give you information. And
a great podcast
that we have.
Yes. So thank you, Jolie. You can give that a listen. And then we had Herbie up with delivering marketing joy this week. And this one made me think of you. Ever thought about selling your business?
Oh, never.
I've got every day.
That is a good one. And that's a tough topic.
Yes.
I've been involved about 3 times on the purchasing of a business. I've never actually sold a business. So it is a complicated process. It is not easy. And you can't read a book necessarily. And it's one of those things you got to kind of do before, and
learn as you go.
Yeah, totally. Learn as you go. And it's just a tough process. And so I don't know, selling a business when I look at it, if I'm selling a business, if I'm looking to sell it to like a big equity company or something like that, I'm definitely looking for some outside help, someone who's going to be looking out for me. But there's also sales that can take place where you may be friendly competitors, where that would be something I'm more of a do-it-yourself type person where I might just get into it. But in that whole thing, the problem is it takes experience. You got to do it a number of different times, but how many times do people get the opportunity to sell their business? It's generally just once.
Right.
So
Jonathan Baker, who was Kirby's guest,
yes, Jonathan,
he does this. He helps companies with these decisions. And they talk about how buyers determine a company's worth. But then he talked too about why the terms of the deal might be more important than the worth of the company. So it was really neat. He talked about the emotional toll that it takes. And he said he always asks the people that he's working with to think back to why you started in the first place. And then ask yourself, what do you want? Why are you getting out? Like, what are you hoping to have on the other side? Because he said a lot of times people discover they can't really have the life or what they want on the other side. So do they keep going or do they reassess the situation? So there was just so many things that he brought up that I was like, wow, I didn't think about that. What a great question.
No, you think about selling your business, but then the next step is like, well, what did I do next?
Right.
And I can't just lay around and not do anything every day. I enjoy going to the office. I enjoy being at my desk.
Right.
That's gives me purpose on a daily basis. So certainly something to good advice in there and whatnot.
Yeah, a great conversation. So you can,
and I'll add to it, like one of the things with Presolite is we actually dealt with a broker on that. So you also have to think about when you're dealing with a broker, what that means too, because we had to pay commissions after the fact on products sold. So that wasn't something that I had really thought about at the time. But so
that would be part of your terms.
Yep, part of your terms. Yep.
So
that was a good one.
That was a good listen. And then our very own Jessica Onions this week with Designer Patch. And she shares 5 tips to level up your marketing. And she said, once you have the basics down, storytelling, social media, creating flyers, then you want to level up. And one of the things that she mentioned was diversifying and not just do one thing. So that was
a note I made.
So many people get stuck with just one form of advertising.
Absolutely.
So really looking at how you're getting your word out there, your products out there.
Yeah, and we're big proponents of that. I mean, we're mostly digital, but we do it in a number of different ways. And we've always felt like that, attacking things from lots of different perspectives is the best way to go about it, and to create value and to create memory and hopefully sales. So, I like that. And then for me, she also talked about the repurposing of content. And I'm also on board with that. We've done so much content. I've done so much content over the years that a lot of stuff that's still relevant and still good is sitting there in an archive. And so the idea of taking maybe an article and moving it into a podcast or vice versa, I think is a great idea. And there's still valuable lessons there to be had. And it's a shame that it's just sitting in an archive or it's in a feed that's, way at the bottom. So, which made me think,
so we did create a piece of content last year, the year before, called From the Freezer. And we were kind of resurfacing some of the older content that still was really relevant today. And we kind of got off the track with that. But maybe we'll get back on and start doing that again. Because there is a lot of value in some of that older stuff.
But that was just a great job and really professional blog. You definitely want to check that out.
Yes. And there are many other tips in there. We just touched on a few of them. So that, and then how far did the apple fall?
I was going to say, didn't we talk about this? But
you jumped ahead. So how far did the apple fall is a new piece of content that we just started a couple of weeks ago. And each week we have 4 to 5 parent-child and I say child, everybody's adults, but parent-child duos from the industry. And we have generations. I think we have a 5th generation.
Who was
that? Was it Warwick?
I'm putting them together, so I can't remember.
I think it might have been 4th and 5th generation. So it is amazing. So Joel and Hallie actually were part of this week's, and the question was, What's the best advice you would give someone starting out in our industry?
Yeah.
And what was your best
I
advice?
said just jump right in. Don't be fearful of failure. That you can sort of get paralyzed with trying to do everything correct and not making any mistakes. But sometimes you just gotta
jump in
head first and
best way to learn.
And go at it. And it was kind of funny. I didn't see her response at the time, but she's a very similar response.
Yes, yes. The apple didn't fall too far in this.
At least in that instance.
Yes. And others?
There's a few.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
But that was good. And then there was a lot of good advice in there.
There's some great advice in there. So you can go over and
check that out. And then there's we do have the Facebook comments at the bottom. So if you want to throw in your own 2 cents in there, feel free to drop what your advice is too.
Yes.
For other people that stumble upon that article.
Yeah, so they can find that on PromoJournal.com, or they can find it on our social media platforms.
Yep,
as
and
well.
We're doing that weekly, right? So
every week there's a new question,
new groups of
we have 4
generations
teams,
as well.
Each week,
so,
yes,
yep,
so it's fun way to get to meet some people in the industry.
I also created.
Yes, you did. I come up with these amazing ideas, and then
that's how it works.
Draw little pictures, and I say,
"Here, do something."
Yes, make this happen.
That's how it works.
It's magic.
Yep.
All right, and then we had Cliff Quixell with Cliff's notes, and he said, "You better know your worth."
Yes, absolutely. And it's super good advice and helps you a lot.
His question was, "What exactly is an hour of my time worth?" And I was overwhelmed reading it because I 100% agree that people undervalue their time.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yep.
But then when you start, he gives you all of these, things to think about.
Yep.
And you start thinking about them. Oh my God. I'm worth so much.
Yeah. And it's a great decision maker, good motivator for yourself, because you can actually look at it and say, what am I doing? Why am I doing this for this amount of money? Or what should I do this knowing that this is what I got to put into it? So it helps you sort of make that decision as to what you're going to do next.
Well, and he gave the example of you land this $5,000 order, and it seems like this great deal. But then when you sit back and you look at what you think your time is worth,
and
add it up, and it took you $10,000 worth of your time to get a $5,000 order, then it really wasn't as impressive as you originally thought.
When Dick Reuter and I started Promo Corner back in 1999. For about a year, we were doing a lot of work and not really charging for it. And we were doing a lot of promotion. And then there came to a point where we kind of said, we're going to have to make some money on this, or what are we doing? We're not just doing this for the good cause of promoting other suppliers. So that was a good sort of kick in the butt to say, okay, you got to do it. And you know what? It worked out.
It's scary, because you sit there and you think, oh my God, are people going to really value me or pay that?
Yeah. Well, it gives you the courage to do what, to ask for what you need. Yeah. And then you'll be surprised that oftentimes people will say, I agree. And then they end up paying you. And then,
wow, I really
fantastic. Love it when it all comes together.
All right. And then our last piece of content for the week, Bits and Bytes by Steve Shannon. And Steve is another just tech wizard behind the scenes.
Yeah. Steve helps me create a lot of the stuff that we put out in terms of technology. Promo Corner.
He has a brain that functions in a way that I can't even begin to comprehend. So Steve's done a 3-part series the last couple of months on introducing your computer. And I have loved this little mini series within his blog, because it's all these tips and tricks and things that your computer can do. And I'm like, oh my God, my computer can do that.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. So this week he gives a few more. So I put down 2. And the first one was ignore formatting in copied text. I can't tell you how many times I copy text from places and I have to paste it into somewhere else.
Yep.
And when you do it, you're grabbing the styling and you're grabbing everything. So you paste it in and the font's wrong and this is wrong. And it's just a complete mess. So he said, stop. So he said, instead of doing the Control-C, or you can still Control-C it, but then you do Control-V to paste it.
Yep.
No more Control-V.
Oh.
Instead, you do Control-Shift-V,
Oh, I
and
did
it
not know this.
pastes only the plain text.
This will save me because I've been going. I'll usually open up Notepad, and when I'm copying something from the internet, I'll paste it in the Notepad, and then when I bring it into wherever I want it, then I just have the plain text. Like if I'm emailing something.
Yes. So I
like that.
cannot wait. So no more Control-V to paste. Control-Shift-V. And then he did say he has not tried this because most of this is for the Windows people. Yeah. He hasn't tried this, but he said on Mac, he believes if you do Command-Shift-V, then you will have the same effect. So yes, so very interesting. So that was number one. And then number two, this one I was also just absolutely mind blown with. And it is a steps recorder.
Yes.
In Windows, and it records all your steps. So your mouse clicks, it takes screenshots, and then it compiles them into an easy to follow document.
It's amazing how many times we go out and we try to find apps to do these things.
Yeah.
And we might even purchase them when a lot of this is just embedded into the actual Windows software.
Yes.
Where you don't need to buy anything. It's already there.
Yeah, I was just blown away. So if you missed any part of Steve's 3-part series, you can go back a couple of months. He has a part 1, a part 2, and a part 3.
Yeah, he does a great job.
And they are chock full of all of these just jaw-dropping, life-changing tips and tricks.
Yep.
So check those out. I was just like, really? It's very exciting. So that about does it.
Is that it?
I think that's it. That was a busy week.
Well, that wasn't too tough.
No, see, I knew you could do it.
Is Andrea back next week? Tell me she is.
Tell me she is, please.
Well, I know Hallie is. So.
Yes, she'll be it.
Oh,
We'll kick you out. Don't worry.
Yep.
One and done.
One and done.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for joining us this week.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and we will see you back here next Thursday with another episode of PromoJournal Live.
See you, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.